Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Mindset Monday. I love and appreciate you all. So, happy winter solstice to everyone who celebrated yesterday. I hope you took some time for yourself. You rejuvenated, recuperated. You were focused on things that made you happy. If you attended my Catapult Your Energy event, you should have gotten the replay and all the extras. If you did not attend, but you would still like the information, the replay is still available for purchase on my website, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com. Today, I want to talk about how to cope when you're missing someone. Okay, we're in the season now, right? We marked the first day of winter. You want to look, right? It looks kind of gloomy outside. I'm in Florida. It was like it was sunshiny, and then it just got overcast, and it's like it's gonna rain, and bad winter storms are places. We're marking the I don't want to say anniversary, but like the beginning of the start of COVID, that madness a few years ago. Some people lost some loved ones and they never really got over not being able to, be with them, saying goodbye to them, things of that nature. There may be falling out with parents or siblings or grandparents because your views are different, and just overall general loneliness. Okay, because around this time when the sun is gone, seasonal depression sets in. Of course, the tone of the world, right? Christmas togetherness, it does give off this joyful vibe. But if you don't feel you have anything to be joyful for, then, well, here we are, right? In a state of feeling lonely, sad, depressed, anxious. I know the economy hasn't been generous to some people, and they may feel like they can't do for others that they normally would, thereby they alienate themselves, right? They lose sight of what really matters, which is being in connection with family members. So how to cope with this energy, the overall depression, but mostly dealing when you're missed someone. Know, first of all, the reason of why you're missing them. You want to lock that in. What is it that you're truly missing? Are you missing their companionship? Are you missing their conversation? Are you missing, their, like, just their vibe, their aura? If you are no longer in communication with this individual, but they're still alive, let's say they're still alive, but you don't communicate for whatever reason, what is it that you're longing for? When you have the ability to pinpoint why you're actually missing something or why you want something, right? Because a lot of the times we desire something because we think that's what's going to make us feel better, but really it's just the emotion that it brings, the energy that it brings. So I miss people. I have my grown children. I miss them, and I'm not going to see them. I may drive up to go see my eldest boy, but my other babies, I'm not going to see them. And it's kind of nerve wracking, right? When Google shows me these reminders, and all of us were here living in the house, right? 10, years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. And it was all smiles and happiness. And right now we are, maybe at odds, or we're not seeing eye to eye, or maybe they've moved out of state, or whatever the case may be. What helps me cope and what I found has helped others cope when I give them the same advice is what is it that I miss? I miss being surrounded by their laughter, by their joyful, by, seeing their expression of gratitude when I give them something. So what I do in place of that is put myself in the same scene, right? So if I'm missing someone because I like to be around people, I will go somewhere where there's a lot of people. If I'm missing someone because they make me laugh, I will watch something that will make me laugh. If I'm missing someone because of their vibe or their energy, I will find something that can kind of placate or like can mimic that energy, right? Because a lot of the times when you're not in communication with someone anymore, and they're still alive, like they're still living, but you're not in communication, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why my children and I are not here. We're not on the same page. And yes, I can miss them now around the holidays, but in the every day-to-day life, I know being around them isn't the best thing. We mentally, spiritually, energetically, we are not on the same page. And it's important for me to protect my peace. So not just for the sake of nostalgia or wanting to feel close to them, I'm not going to jeopardize all my tomorrows for that. Now, if you're missing someone and they passed, right? They passed, or you don't know whether or not they're still on this side or not, right? Like you all have literally just stopped communicating all that much more, right? So you don't know what's going on, but they're in that transition phase, right? For that, it's easy to talk to their spirit. It's easy to invoke their spirit, but you have to allow that this is not something for the faint-hearted, right? But literally smelling that person's favorite thing, right? So let's say you're missing your grandma and she loved coffee. Make some coffee, smelling that, thinking about the memories, and then calling on her name. That will invoke their presence and their spirit, and that will also give you comfort, right? As I said, Google showing me reminders. I used to always see my grandpa around this time. He lived 5 minutes up the street. I would see him every day, but around this holiday time, we would do something before he went over to his wife's family, and looking at his pictures, even going to his gravesite, sitting near the fruit trees that he gave us that we planted in our yard helps bring comfort, okay? Know that everything is just energy. And even though they're not physically here, you can still talk to and invoke their spirit. And it will give you comfort if you allow yourself to be comforted. Mind you, some people are more comfortable in their disdain than they are in their happiness. Meaning they are comfortable being sad, being angry, and they don't really want to let that go. In which case, if you are that person or someone like that person, that's something that they have to work out on their own. It is not conducive to try to save that individual or try to pull them out of it, because more than likely what will happen, they may lash out on you, or you might start feeling it like within yourself, like they'll bring you down. The saying, misery loves company, right? But it's all a mental thing. It's all a mental thing. And most importantly, don't judge your feelings or compare your feelings to anyone else and what it is that they have going on. Listen, if they're sad, let them be sad. If you want to be sad, if you want to continue in that, then continue in that. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, it's been 4 years, and oh, it's been 10 years, or whatever the case may be. If you feel that happening around this time, even if you feel like extra tired, right? If you feel like extra tired, that's emotion that has not been worked through. It's just kind of like sitting there. It's like sitting on your heart, just like right here, right? So allow yourself the time to process that, and allow other people the time to process that. But at the end of the day, it is not conducive to be sad or anxious or feel depraved of anything for a long period of time, because that's not our natural set point. Our natural set point is happiness, is grace, is love, is gratitude, and that's what you should be in. But I know it's hard to feel those things when you are missing people, okay? Or missing feelings or missing the energy. But, and I'm not trying to be insensitive, but they're not the, and you know, they're not the last of their kind. There's other people out there that can help invoke that feeling or that energy that you're trying to get, right? Even if it's just, you know, you're walking around, you go downtown, you walk around, or you know, drive around the city and look at the lights or whatever the case may be. I don't know. You know, go to a coffee shop and just have some coffee and listen to the chatter of the people around you. That can help you feel better, okay? So that is that, wealthy family. You know, we are social butterflies. Go out and be sociable. Let your antennas pick up the frequency of love and joy and hopefulness in this season. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in life.